Good morning. How are you today? I'm gonna try not to keep us here too long, but I got some updates, and so I just thought, we check it out together real quick. And I haven't even done my hair. This is like how I wake up because I go to bed with my hair braided. This is how it looks when I wake up. So I might do my morning hair brushing if I can focus, because depending, sometimes I have a hard time multitasking sometimes, but I might get that done. But yeah, ignore that. I didn't even, I brushed my teeth, made my coffee, and I had seen the updates, and I was like, ooh, let's just go ahead and go live. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even give a shit. And also, like, I feel like it should be kind of normalized to accept people however they are, whenever they are sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get for a certain level, like, social niceties, presentation can matter, blah, 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 blah. But on another level, it's like, does it really, though? I don't know if I'm making sense, but in my head I kind of do. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so today's agenda, what we're gonna do is cover some updates with social commentary regarding um, the whole situation on both Facebook and Reddit. And we're also gonna look at from the Facebook commentary where I found out about how New Orleans Hash Harriers is handling refunds. We're gonna check that out. We'll also look at what have been the last couple of posts since we last uh, saw on the Red Dress Run Facebook page, and I'll kind of provide like my own PR analysis of that. And then there's two media links that I did not cover in the live stream yet that we'll go over, but I did link both of them in the 10-minute recap that I published yesterday. And so yeah, fucking and then we're gonna finish up with a couple of definitions that are relevant from the Reddit thread commentary, as well as for a palette cleanser, I will end with my hair routine, is what I'm thinking, because I haven't updated on that in about a month. And since then, I've gone through a few variations in how I do my hair oil journey. So we'll finish with that for some palette cleansing. All right, I'm gonna roll my fucking intro and we'll get this bitch going. Hi, my name is Lexi, also known as and doing business as Deaf Child. In 2022, my company was listed as number 14 Best Louisiana Events Companies and Startups. I have been doing business as Deaf Child since 2013. I have my Bachelor of Science in Music Industry Studies and Business Administration, and deafness runs in my family genetically. Speech is not fully accessible to me. And I've got about 50 certifications in marketing and sales that you can find at noladeafchild.com. All right, so I figure we could begin with the Facebook search results. I ended up back on the same post, and from that post here, yesterday, or not yesterday, the live stream before on Friday, Full Stop Friday, I covered this little argumentation here. So if you want to see my thoughts on my commentary here, you can go watch that. But then follow up. Um, Other people kind of seem to have followed up and agree with me here on all of this, and I'm not even going to respond to this person because they're just, you know what I'm saying, like, what you'll see. So other people came on, and because of other people also following up and expressing what I've expressed, and because I've already laid out the links with the education, and I literally just explicitly stated the social issues at play here. In my opinion, she's not open to learning. She's not on a decolonizing journey. Perhaps I'm being colonial by assuming that her gender is a she, um, but anyway, so Victor was saying just because it's not those things to you does not mean that it's not those things to others, and you don't seem like a queer trans person. In regards to sum it up, in regards to Jennifer Young basically saying none of that was discrimination, kind of, or to excuse the discrimination, kind of, because she's kind of saying both depending on her arguments. She's kind, in my opinion, has basically, to summarize, heavily summarize, has essentially led me to believe that's how she feels. Anyway, fucking And then, so Jennifer responded, "Oh, I'm queer, blah, blah, blah." Well, I'm fucking queer, bitch. That doesn't, now she's fucking tokenizing queer identity, discriminating against queer people is fucking bullshit. Suck my fucking dick. All right? Anyway. And she's talking about how disheartening we are, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, acting like she's being attacked, which no one attacked her. Everybody's explicitly saying the social issues of what she's saying. It's not an attack on her. It is literally asking her to stop fucking perpetuating discrimination. Anyway. And so people are like, fuck RDR. And one person said, and this is, one person said, "I don't know if you've ever been around the OGs, but I've seen and heard some shit that is very bigoted." And Jennifer's response to her was, "I have dot dot dot," and the response back, "And you're okay with it?" Question mark. And someone else had said, "This isn't even the close to the largest local nonprofit fundraiser. What on earth are you talking about?" And so right below that, someone posted a link. Here's how they're handling refunds. And so that's where I click to this link. I message myself on Facebook. I will DM myself material. So yeah, fuck that shit. It's easy file transfer, information transfer, storage for me. It's like my little notes. But anyway, uh, this creator, Joe Smith, said, "This wasn't my refund, but this is how Red Dress Run is handling this." This is in all caps, which is why I emphasize that word. Okay, and then on the refund, which is $104 from NOH3, Inc. On August 2nd, 9:23 a.m., they said, "Sorry to hear about your feelings towards NOH3." And I'm wondering, that leads me to believe it could possibly stand for New Orleans Hash House Harriers. "We're refunding your registration fee so that you're not forced to hang out with bigots." Yeah. And so people are saying, "What the fuck? Make it public." One person said, "Whoever is handling this isn't qualified to lead an organization to a playground. Mismanagement is intended as a pun, not a practice." In my opinion, when people joke about not being ethical, in my opinion, the reason they're joking about it, if it's not a if it's not a coping mechanism in terms of coping the reality of being mismanaged, it is a defense mechanism to act like that, to make light of what they're actually doing. That's my opinion based on my own lived experience with every scenario I've ever been in. You know what I'm saying? If someone's joking about mismanagement, but they're the ones being mismanaged, that's a defense. That's a coping mechanism. I apologize, I'm getting mixed up here. That's a coping mechanism to deal with the reality of being mismanaged. But if you are the one mismanaging people, joking about how you mismanage others, that's a defense mechanism to not be accountable for the ways in which you mismanage others. In my opinion, just just my thoughts. And it's how I typically see it used, and I can kind of feel like the way people push that onto others to excuse the discrimination, like, "Well, you agreed to be here, so don't take offense to the discrimination" type thing. It reminds me of the vicious cycle of normalizing status quos under colonialism and capitalism. Um, so yeah, this one person, I feel like because I myself, have my own disabilities and myself am deaf, and I understand joking about how my disabilities can make it difficult for me to do things. It does kind of bother me to see this one person say, "I never thought it would be a good thing that I'm currently a cripple and terrible at planning." And I'm not saying like I'm judging this person, because I think, she's probably coping with how she's experienced ableism, or he, god damn, colonial. Why am I gendering people? I don't know their identity. Um, but I do feel like I hate when people call me cripple. And every time I see a disabled person call themselves cripple, it, like, I don't know why I get bothered, but there's something inside of me. I'm like, my heart is just, I don't know how to process this correctly, because, I'm gonna process this later. Look, I'm just saying, there's some things that I'm processing with how I feel when I see what I feel as people who experience discrimination, um, re-articulate something that has been a form of discrimination against them, when, or me or them, or anybody, but even the person experiencing that. I don't know if I'm making sense, right? Like, right? I don't know. But anyway, like I do understand what they mean though. Like, but I don't know if I'm making sense. But okay, so sorry. But anyway, fucking. So one person said, wait, did this person ask to be refunded or did they just automatically do it? And their response was that they automatically did it. That makes this even worse to me because it's still fucked up if that they would refund like that. Like no matter what, that's still a fucked up way to refund, particularly when you're kind of defending the discrimination in that way. You know what I'm saying? Um, and you know what? Another thing that I processed, you know what? I'm going to get to this whenever we cover this in just a second. But I processed something else too about the media outlet coverage, but how they refused to name the person that did it. I processed something else about that. So we're going to get to that too. Fucking, but yeah, man. Um, they do make a joke here about suicide. I don't really think that that's, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But I do think I do agree with their point. I do agree that they're basically. I do agree with them. I do agree with them. I guess I'm just sensitive because I have ideations type things, like my own experience with those types of issues. But and all of that in my family. But like, I do agree with what they're saying. I just don't know why that comment rubbed me the wrong way too. Um, but yeah, so that's the full update there that I feel we can get. And then the main person um whose thread that I've been reading this entire time also posted again fucking as a comment under that thread, basically like what she was basically saying. Apparently, these guys are offering refunds. And wait, why am I gendering people? I apologize. I don't know why I'm like this. So colonial. This person is basically saying, apparently, these guys are offering refunds in the most assholey way possible. New Orleans Red Dress Run could have turned this into an opportunity to do better and address the myriad of issues the community has with their event. Instead, they continue to place the blame elsewhere and not be accountable. You guys can go on and on about the bad behavior not being part of the running club, but the community is telling you year after year the people marked with the runners' numbers are indeed part of the problem. I personally can tell you as a French Quarter resident, it's a headache every year. There are countless sexual harassment allegations from former members and participants which no one has addressed. I mean, no one should be surprised after going on their website. As someone who is a member of multiple crews, participants in many parades, and have organized a shit ton of events, you can and should do better. If your half-assed apology, which in itself seems not believable, I manage about 5 pages and have never managed to accidentally post an anti-queer meme on a business group page, and this passive-aggressive refund are how you correct a mistake, you might as well call your event the Red Hat Run. Y'all have that same energy. Boop. Yep. And countless sexual harassment allegations whenever they have a hymn about prying women's legs open. And you can check my coverage on that. Let me see here. Let me go double check, make sure I'm telling you the right place to look. I did coverage on that in the live stream called Perceiving in the Evening, New Orleans Red Dress Run Follow-Up, Hash House Harriers website change. Um, so yeah, in that live stream, I fucking talk about the hymns, HYMNS, that they fucking have or whatever the fuck it's called. And I did a lyrical analysis in there as well. And in one of those, I found a lot of problems with that. But one of the ones that really stood up out to me was a line about prying legs open. Yeah. So yeah, basically they're saying Jesus. One person said, "Jesus fucking Christ." The response is indicative of their entire mindset. It's like trying to have a critique of the wastefulness and garbage bro culture of hogs for the cause. They all just gang up on you, stupidly. No critique can ever get through because they have no concept of accountability, ever. They shit excellence. No regrets, ever. So yeah. Um, and so besides that, besides what I've seen on their actual Facebook post, there's two updates that I've seen them provide on Facebook. We last covered their statement from the Red Dress Run Board of Directors a couple of days ago. Am I wrong? Did they make a post between then and these two that they took down? Or am I wrong? Why do I think that? Maybe I'm wrong. I think I might be wrong because I didn't cover this. We definitely covered this post. Okay, so this post we haven't covered that they made. It says it's got a picture of a bunch of white people standing next to a mural. And it says, "Can you believe that Red Dress Run 2024 is in 7 days? As you prepare your dresses, here's a great reminder of what we do it all for." Last year, the Paul Malliard Business and Arts Initiative received a grant from RDR 2023 and we're able to use those funds to create this beautiful mural at the West Bank Trailhead. See you in a week. So this is what the fuck I'm talking about when I'm saying they don't actually do anything for people. They're not actually, so they market themselves as we need to help those less fortunate than us, which is why it's okay to excuse the transphobia is the mentality and the argument they're using. But then when they show you where they put their money, it's not to help anything regarding income disparity. You're paying for them to fucking paint shit. Isn't this what the fuck our tax dollars were supposed to be for? Like, what the fuck is this? You know what the fuck I mean? And so this is what they're raising money for. They're not raising money to actually serve the community, in my opinion. They're raising money to do things that kind of make themselves feel better about the harm they're causing to community. Because it's just like, yeah, no, why would we do anything about environmental sustainability when we can paint some Bob Ross happy trees? You know what? Why am I bringing Bob Ross into this? I'm sorry, Bob Ross. I didn't mean to slander your name in association with this bullshit fuckery. My bad, my dude. Anyway, fucking, but you know what I mean though? That's what they're trying to act like they're as cool as Bob Ross, like happy trees, and they're not fucking. What is this? They're like, excuse the transphobia. We do charity. Look at this mural we did. What? I'm sorry. Maybe I value art. I just don't perceive this as being a reason to excuse the discrimination or to act like this is actually giving back to society. You know what I mean? Because, like, it's really rich people doing things to make themselves feel better about the status quo in social spaces they create. It's not about equality or human rights issues. You know what I mean? And they literally said that in their statement. We have not and will not engage in policy or political advocacy of any kind. So they're fucking hypocritical as shit while also claiming that they fully support advancing social justice by advocating equality for all. How do you advance social justice by advocating for equality for all if you have not and will not engage in policy or political advocacy of any kind? I don't know. But then today they posted, "We love when a theme makes it out of the group chat and shows up to Red Dress Run. Quick, you only have 6 more days to coordinate with your friends." And so, yeah, and they're doing this whole like safety first drink with a nurse thing, and then so you're just showing like 3 friend groups that are coordinated, and then these 2 guys happen to have umbrellas. I guess I don't know that match. Um, so yeah, they're and notice the whitewashing in their marketing and in their advertising again, in my opinion. Um, so yeah, Okie dokie. Moving on. Now let's look at the news article. So first of all, WWL did put out a recent article, and it has another quote from Bill Healy, Healy. I think that's how it's spelled. I don't know. I don't care. Fuck that dude. But uh, I mean, I'm sure that dude is great. This is, whatever. I don't like that. I feel he's covering up discrimination and transphobia. And hear me out. He's okay with putting his own name out on the bus to defend not letting the community know who made the transphobic post. That doesn't sit right with me. I thought about that. I let that sit, and I'm like, how the fuck are you gonna put your name on this? So you see here, I've got this ad blocker thing happening. So I linked this article in the description of the video. And I pulled it up on a different browser that I'm not sharing my screen on with the live stream right now. But I'm going to read that article real quick. Or I'm going to read from, not the whole article, but just from the article. The article is linked in the description of the video. Actually, can I show it? Let me see if I can show it on this. Oh, I can. Hold up. Okie dokie. Yeah. All right. So this is the article. I just have to switch browsers real quick. Okie dokie. So this is the article that we're just looking at. I was like, you know what? Now I'm not turning off my ad blocker. Fuck that shit. Red Dress Run organizers apologized for posts that appeared on their Facebook page. Healy admitted to NOLA.com that the organization didn't move quickly enough this time around. And then it basically summarizes everything that we've been discussing. And if you don't know what happened, I made a 10-minute summary, and you can watch that. It's linked in the Red Dress Run playlist. But basically, there was a transphobic post made comparing, basically saying this is what people want you. I mentioned JD Vance, and it was basically calling trans people weird and the family unit not weird or whatever. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I might try to provide a better summary on that post at the end of this. But anyway, so Bill Healy, a spokesman for the group, told NOLA.com that most of the followers of the Red Dress Run are able to post freely to the page, and that he and other administrators will go back after the fact to remove those who find inappropriate or tasteless. What I don't like about this is he's trying to play it off as if anybody that followed the page could have done that, and that's not true at all. You have to have been given admin access to have made the post from the business account. And the post wasn't originally posted as it was from the business account. So that right there is, to me, he's trying to distract people. Like, he's trying to be like, no, it could be, like, it's like, what? Why are you even saying that in the news? That's obviously not what happened, in my opinion. And anybody that knows how running a business social media page works knows that's not what happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would you even say that when you know that doesn't make you look like you're telling the truth? So in my opinion, on that statement alone, anybody who's still like, yeah, support Red Dress Run, they're honorable people, when they're literally trying to convince you that anybody can go post from a business's Facebook page when that's not true. You know what I mean? Like, what? And then he's trying to say, this is not us, this is not who we are. That from the refund message you gave people, in my opinion, it seems to be exactly who you are. Um, so yeah, then they're being like, we're changing our Facebook posting regulations to require any post to the page to be pre-approved. That's fucking bullshit. And it's kind of like they're acting like, yeah, we're turning the comments off because you guys are the problem, not us. In my opinion, that type of mentality seems to be the energy I get from that. Okay, so let's switch back to Microsoft, from Microsoft to Google real quick. Okie dokie. Yeah. And then Yahoo News also covered this as well. And they said New Orleans Red Dress Run organizers addressed former board members' offensive comments. Okay, I'm gonna use this post to summarize what happened real quick. So, um, organizers of the Red Dress Run released a statement addressing offensive comments made by a former member of the board of directors. Um, the comments were posted on the Red Dress Run Facebook page about the LGBTQ plus community. This post has since been removed. And then this just shows the board of directors statement. We've already covered that. Um, okay, it doesn't show an update on the post itself. So I will pull that back up to show you guys. Yeah, this seems like this post is just trying to cover it up because it's trying to be like we raised 2 million for people, but then when you talk about like the causes they serve, it's all about painting shit to make themselves feel better. You know what I mean? In my opinion. Um, let's see. This one. We're already here. Hold up. Okay, I apologize. Bringing back up that post real quick. You know, I gotta be careful just pulling up Facebook this way because that's how I had it in my last live stream. Okay, so this is the original post. So, a guy named William Dan Clark posted to their New Orleans Red Dress Run Facebook post. These are the folks who want you to believe that JD Vance is weird. And it says weird, and then it shows trans people, or it pictures what you would believe may be trans people, and then it says not weird, and it pictures what you may believe could be quote unquote the traditional family unit. And New Orleans Red Dress Run reposted that from their own account and said, "Yep, okay, all right." So that's the original thing that of what happened. Now, I did do a 10-minute replay of the Red Dress Run recap. And in this replay, I try to leave my own commentary of everything that occurred out. And it is strictly, I try to summarize in 10 minutes everything that occurred with the post they made and every single official response that they put out on their end. And that's what this 10-minute summary is. And in this summary, I also linked PR coverage I had reviewed in previous live streams at the point that this video was published. And then the PR coverage I had not reviewed at that previous live stream. And those are the two links that we just looked over. Okie dokie. And then moving on to Reddit. So since we've last chatted, there has been some updates in the conversation in Reddit, in that Reddit thread. From what we scrolled through before, we already looked through a lot of this. The other post also had basically has like similar sentiments still, you know what I'm saying? With people going back and forth. I did notice when I come back today that there are a lot more people here basically being like, you're offended about nothing. Um, and you haven't had anything to protest over. And why do you live here if these things bother you? Move to Nebraska and things like that. Like talking about the discrimination, you know what I mean? Um, so yeah, shit like that. Fucking I don't know. So in my opinion, and one person said, "I'm sorry you feel that way isn't gaslighting. Neither is someone disagreeing with you." If someone's disagreeing with you about their own lived experience, that is gaslighting by definition. So the definition of gaslighting is to manipulate someone using psychological methods into questioning their own sanity or powers of reasoning. Gaslighting is a colloquialism defined as manipulating someone into questioning their own perception of reality. Okie dokie. I'm sorry you feel that way. Gaslighting search engine results will return with I'm sorry you feel that way can be a gaslighting tactic, which is a form of psychological manipulation that can cause emotional distress and cognitive dissonance. Not all gaslighting is overt. Some tactics, like the phrase, "I'm sorry you feel that way," seem empathetic at first glance, but can actually serve to invalidate the recipient's feelings and experiences. Ba-doop. So just putting that out there, you know what I'm saying? So whenever you go to these types of events, just keep in mind the type of community you're socializing with and the beliefs in the environment that you are in. You know what I mean? I don't feel that it is a safe place for everyone to be, in my opinion. So, yeah, we've been covering a lot of heavy shit. And so I really wanted to wrap this up with something a little bit lighter. So I figured we could go into hair routine updates. We last covered this on July 10th. Everything that I had been doing with my hair routine at that point. Um, and so I believe we left off like where I had like the difference between version 1 and version 2, I believe. Um, or it might have just been version 1. I don't remember. I know I actually last filmed it on July 10th, so I may not have covered this. So we're just going to cover my oil routine from July 10th on. And the rest of this live stream is just going to be about my oil shit, my hair oil shit. So if you want to get back on the red dress run train, a link to the description in the description of this video has my red dress run New Orleans Hash House Harriers playlist, and that has all of my coverage on this scenario, and I will provide future updates. Before the end of this live stream, we'll go double check real quick on Facebook if there are any updates since we last logged in, but I think we got them all. Um, but yeah, fucking so with the hair oil routine where I last left off on, we had added a lot more sources to our hair care, particularly where it comes to scalp and hair loss, hair growth, and how hair is formed and things like that. So we have more information there. Well, since then, one of the things that I've been processing is the difference between moisturizing and sealing oils, as well as the order you should leave products in based on whether or not they're a leave-in or a rinse out oil. And so since then, my hair oil routine has gone through a few transitions. Um, and I also want to reiterate, I do think I covered already that I changed my schedule as well with how often I'm oiling, but I do want to reiterate why. It's because if you oil my hair tight too much, or it can get basically itchy, it'll look greasy, weigh your hair tight down, all that type of stuff. So I'm making sure that like one of the things that I've been struggling with is the itchiness. So since I've adjusted my hair routine, I think I'm actually improving my scalp health. And so I think if I'm not exactly where it needs to be healthy, I think I'm definitely getting there or getting way closer. I'm almost to where I've got like I think a good hair routine for me. Um, but yeah, so where I last left off, I feel like I know that I had discussed testing the orders of my oils based on moisturizing versus sealing. And so I went through and I documented all of my oils, whether or not, and I marked it with an M for moisturizing, S for sealing, and some of them can do both because there'll be oils mixed in. And so at first I went in and I just did like a thing based on what I felt like were no rinse, leave-in, moisturizing versus sealing. Well, then I decided basically I realized that I want to even out the amount of oils that I'm using because I actually at that point I was going based off of what was on the bottle, whether or not to rinse out or leave in. I hadn't done further research into the oils itself. Um, and if it's on the bottle to leave in, I'm definitely left it in the leave in column. But for the ones that didn't say whether or not to rinse out or leave in, I did further research on that, and so that also impacted where I went in my hair journey. So at first it was to even out the oils, and then after that I was realizing like um I want to factor better in whether or not the oils are made to leave in or rinse out after doing further research into the oils. And so from there I had one schedule created, but then I adjusted it again because I forgot about looking into whether or not amla oil could be used as a leave-in or not. Um, because I had been just rinsing it out for a minute there because I used to use it as both, but then I like went to using other oils, so um And so this is where I am at now in August. Basically, to sum it up, I have like two schedules of hair routine. I have three hair routines. I have one hair routine after my shower for if I did oil before or if I'm not oiling my hair. And in that regard, I only add curl cream to reduce frizz as needed after detangler. I'm not always adding curl cream anymore because it weighs my hair type down, but I do think it helps with frizz for my hair type. Um, and fucking yeah. So after shower, I'm literally just using a microfiber towel, detangler and leave-in, and that's it. For if I did the oils before or if I'm not doing oils. And then I have two schedules for if I'm oiling my hair after my shower now. Um, on schedule one, that is where I kind of the way I coded it is based on whether or not it's a moisturizing and a sealing, and whether or not it's a rinse out or leave in. And then I'm alternating those oils on leave in day because I don't want to be putting like 6 oils in my hair because that's too much, I think. So if I have that, I think that's a little bit better when I'm just doing drops of each. And so that's what I did there. And I kind of try to balance the ingredients in both because, like, for example, one of them is a biotin spray and one of them has biotin for the scalp oil, right? So the biotin castor oil, those can go on different days, and then I get biotin on both days, for example, right? So things like that. That's what I did there. So on schedule one, I do it with the main choice oil, the amla oil, and then the miracle drops, and I put it in the order based on moisturizing to sealing. And then on schedule two, I do biotin and castor oil, the biotin collagen oil mist. You know what? Fuck it. I think I did it on both on that day. Fuck it. Massage cleansing serum into scalp is what I have right now. Maybe I'll split that if I need to, but you know what? I think I did it like this because of smell. Because I wanted to balance out how much I think I split the smells of the serum because of they both have like a lot of tea tree oil and eucalyptus kind of stuff, and I wanted to balance that out. I think that's why I split that. Anyway, so yeah, that's my heritage journey. That's where I've been going now. You still like if you're following me along with that, and after I process everything that I've been doing, I'll see if I can think of a way to do one video where I quickly summarize it all because all of the updates at this point, like it's kind of like it would require you to go back to the beginning to understand how I got here in my journey in some ways. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, fucking I think that's it. I think that's the biggest update. Because of the product changes and because of the adjustments I've made in my hair journal, um, and my hair research, I have updated, where is it? I have made some updates, I think, but I think I covered that. I can't remember if I covered this or not, but I think I'll probably be updating this again soon. But I will be updating how often I'm using shit based on my research and testing with way products work on my hair and all of that. So yeah, fucking I took my braids out, but I did not finish my hair routine. But I am about to go fucking do that now. After this live stream ends, I'm gonna go spray my hair with water, put the tangler in my hair, then brush it. I'll do a little bit of brushing to get the tangles out with this fucking brush first, and like the one with the like silicone bristles or whatever, and then I'll use the boar bristles to go through and distribute the oils through my hair or whatever. Fuck. Healthy shit. I don't fucking know. But anyway, just to recap everything we covered today. We started off with discussing the Red Dress Run, how they're handling the refund, and they're basically refunding people with the message, here's your refund so you don't have to hang out with bigots. That's basically what they're saying. And Yeah, so we covered the community fallout reaction from that. We covered a couple of other PR media outlets they got published in. And one of the things that I was mentioning, I had started talking about this, but I don't remember if I continued speaking on it, is it did bother me how the spokesman for the organization, uh, Bill Healy, um, he fucking was all about putting his name on top of defending and standing by 10 toes down on the organization, and defending why he didn't feel the need to let people know who made the comment, and trying to act like, first the initial response was to say like they didn't know how it got posted there, when it does tell you who made the post. And then their follow up in the media was to basically say, well, anybody could post to our page, when that isn't true. Anybody couldn't have made that post. In my opinion, the reason they said that was to kind of lead you to believe anyone could have made that post, or to put that idea in people's heads, in my opinion. Or it could have been to excuse why they shut their comments off. But either way, it doesn't sit right with me, because it feels like you're more concerned with what people have to criticize you for, with how that was handled, than with actually changing how you're handling it. You know what I mean? And you're trying to be like, well, I'm not the problem. You're the problem for having a problem with me. That's kind of like the mentality I get from that entire organization. And that's what I feel like the mentality was pushed through. And you could see that in the Reddit thread that we looked over as well. So yeah, and because all of that was just like, what the fuck is this? Um, I let you guys know about the 10-minute summary if you did want to go check that out without the rest of my rambling. And we also looked over a couple of definitions and search results based on what are the social standards regarding gaslighting, and in terms of why the community feels gaslit by what occurred. And then we also looked and finished with a little palette cleanser. We wrapped up with my hair routine journal spreadsheet update since the last month. And coming up, what I plan to do with my hair routine content is to I need to test the rest of Julie's routines, and I also want to figure out a way to succinctly recap the entire journey and what I'm doing now. I think I might not even recap the entire journey. I might just try to find a way to succinctly state what my routine is now, for those who want to know or are following along with that. So yeah, fucking if you've been watching all this, it really means a lot. Thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna go because I think my conclusion is longer than the shit I fucking covered. But hell yeah, man. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great weekend. And yeah, bye. Thanks for watching. You might want to adjust the volume after all of this, because a loud music is going to play. So yeah, adjust the volume. And then if you're coming to these lives anyway, I do have a loyalty program, yolo.child.com/loyalty. If you sign up for my site as a member and you follow the check-in procedure, you can get points just for showing up to these lives anyway. So I just want to let you know about that. Yeah, I always have a really hard time saying goodbye, because saying goodbye really just kind of feels like you're Tom Hanks. You know what I mean? Over here, just like, welcome, Wilson. But anywho, yeah. So thank you for being here, and goodbye.